Overview and assembly of Sharper Images P51 Mustang RC electric airplane. First, we'll begin with the fuselage. Second, we have our wing panel. Third, we have our 4-channel transmitter. To the right, we have our lithium polymer battery. Next to the lithium polymer battery is an extra propeller. Our tool set, our 2 nylon screws in the center. On the left-hand side is the wall charger. That'll plug into the charger itself. It's a balanced charger. Assembly process of your Sharper Image P51 Mustang. First, we're going to start with the receiver and the body. You'll notice the receiver is as far forward as possible, held in by double-sided sticky tape. The first thing we like to do is focus in on the receiver. You notice there's an aileron servo connector, an elevator, and a throttle, which is your electronic speed control. All wires need to be plugged in and connected properly with the whites of the wires coming up. That aileron servo we talked about earlier is going to be connected to the wing itself. We want to verify that it's a strong connection. Just don't slide it in, it'll fall back out. You have to push it in, there's a keyway, and it makes a solid click and connects properly. Let's take a look at this in a little more detail. When you're connecting the wing to the body, you're going to take the extension wire from the receiver hooked into the aileron, verify the white connector aligns with the white connector of the aileron servo itself. These are the white wires, and push firmly to get a connection. So the polarity is matched and the connector is firmly secure. In the next process, we're going to assemble the wing to the body. Really, this is the only step that you're going to need to do in putting this plane together. Everything else is connected from the factory. So let's take a look at this. Flip the wing over, align it up in the body itself where it's going to fit on the wing saddle. And what you're going to notice is there's a little groove in the back of the saddle, and that wing is going to just nice and gingerly fit in there. So the first thing we want to do is make sure our wires are inside the fuselage. We don't want the wires hanging out. Otherwise, the wing will not seat properly to the wing saddle. So we line up the wing, verify that if any wires are hanging out, we push them inside the body. You can use your finger or a little screwdriver. And you're going to push the wing all the way back until it seats firmly on the saddle. The next process will be to insert 2 nylon screws. Now the trick here is we're not just going to tighten the screws all the way down. We're going to bring the screws down to about 80% of their holding capacity, or basically so I can pull the leading edge of the wing up maybe 1/8 of an inch. The reason I'm doing this is so that after I screw down the screws pretty far, I'm going to check the alignment of the wing with the body itself, and I'm going to verify no wires are sticking out. So we're going to look now at the wing saddle on the left hand side and do the same thing on the right hand side. You notice that no wires are hanging out and that the wing saddle is seated properly to the wing. So then we'll continue to tighten the screws, make them firm. Remember, they're nylon, you don't want to break them off, just make sure they're nice and firm. And that is your assembly. Now I'd like to focus your attention to the tail section. This is assembled by the factory, and we just want to verify that this quick connector is firmly connected to the hinge assembly. So take a look where I'm pointing, make sure that connector is hooked together. Okay, we're going to now fire up and get our airplane started. It's very important you follow the following procedures step by step. Number 1, let's look at the transmitter. The left stick is the throttle, up and down, and if I move it left and right, if you had a rudder, that would be your rudder control. To the right is elevator up and down, and right and left ailerons. Remember, we pull back to go up. I'm pointing to the trim tabs and they should all be centered. Now, here's what we're going to do. First, always turn the transmitter on and verify you have a green light. Second, make sure the throttle is all the way down. Never have it above low throttle before plugging the battery in. Third, remove the canopy. Fourth, take your lithium polymer battery, making sure that it is charged, and we're going to actually put it inside the body and connect the red DIN connector to the red speed controller DIN connector. There's a keyway so you can't misconnect it, but it is red to red and black to black. And I will show this in a little more detail on another slide. But right now we're going to take the battery and slide it inside the canopy, and then we're going to put the canopy on top of it. So it's in the cockpit, and now the canopy is going on top. Now, elevator is up and down. Pull back to go up, push forward to go down. Left and right ailerons. Do not touch the throttle. The throttle will activate as soon as you move that stick, so make sure the propeller is clear of anybody and any equipment, and it's not going to hurt anyone. Bring the throttle up gently and make sure everything runs smooth. And bring it up a second time and verify it goes all the way up to full throttle. Now we turn it back down. Now your plane is ready for flight, but be careful that you don't accidentally hit that throttle before launching it in a field or a place away from any spectators. To shut this down, always, and I say always, remove the battery first. This is important. The battery is always removed before the transmitter is turned off. So we disconnect the DIN connector and we remove the battery completely from the airplane. Then we can come over and shut the transmitter off. I'd like to show you a little better view of inserting the battery. Again, we're going to remove the canopy. It's held on with 3 magnetic little magnets. Next, we're looking at the DIN connector coming out of the cockpit. We're going to take our lithium polymer battery with the DIN connector, make sure that black goes to black and red to red. There's a keyway. Push it in again until it clicks. That's very important. Firmly push it in. Then take your battery and slide it inside the cockpit all the way forward. It'll slide all the way forward. Make sure you push the wires on the inside and reinstall your canopy. Alright, we're pretty much ready for flight. We want to show you a little technique in putting the batteries in. They're just regular 1.5 volt batteries that go on the back. Make sure they're charged and you have a green light. And that antenna can move up and down, left or right. Normal flight position is either straight up or on a 45-degree angle. Next, let's look at the charger. This is your wall charger that plugs into the wall outlet. The connector here plugs into the balanced charger on this end. And the next thing will be to take the lithium polymer battery. The white end has a smooth side and the other side has 2 ridges. It's a keyway, and that plugs into your balanced charger. There's a little knob you can turn that goes from 0 to 1 amp. So we're going to put about halfway, which is pretty close to 500 or 450 milliamps. And when we do that and plug it into the wall, we'll get a green light on the charger. The green light indicates that the charger is working properly and it is ready for the battery to be plugged in. If it stays green, the battery is fully charged. If it is red, the battery needs to be charged. Well, your assembly is complete. I wish you a lot of luck. You have a great airplane. Enjoy your flying. Be safe and fly in an open field away from people.